Back at it, everybody. Good morning.
Is this what you do for the Shadow Dragons? When you aren't with us?
I look for things. People, objects, information. People have problems that Templars and Magisters can't help. Or won't. Word got out I might. It's enough to live on. If it doesn't get me killed.
Hey, I know how that feels, Nev. It's just enough to live on if it doesn't get me killed. Good morning, everybody tuning in. We got Justin, KMS, Eric Hess. Good morning, everybody. Nice, KMS. Just downloaded the game. Enjoy.
Bodies in the courtyard.
Stay sharp.
I've been delayed at the Chantry. I'll be late, but still wait for me at the Lamplighter. I'll be there.
Killed. Based on the marks, I'd say demons.
Definitely.
Demons! That could have hurt.
Demons! Is this the relic's work?
It's not a coincidence.
That should speed things up.
Stay in cover.
Boom!
Ready for
Shakalaka!
chasing? It's unstable.
Where it moves, chaos follows.
This isn't the only market left on the Veil. I can feel it. Find that, and we may get more.
I got a new rune. What does it do, pray tell? That's interesting. Oh, and the cutscenes in this game are way better than the cutscenes in Inquisition, Eric. Like, as good as Inquisition is, this game is. Oof.
Couldn't escape the demons. If there's family or a friend, I can track them down later. Make sure they know.
It's one of the things BioWare is incredibly good at is creating great cinematics and cutscenes with the mocap and voice acting. They've always been good at that.
Sure thing.
Draken over on Twitch says, I can talk, I'm free.
Relic.
Yeah, everybody has to wait about 10 minutes, but you're only free
What was that?
if
It's
you're
a
respectful
remnant,
and follow the
an
rules.
echo from the Fade drawn to magical disruptions. If the relic drew it here,
So if you're here to
the
be
voice could be a memory of
a
the
positive
symboler.
member of the community, welcome
Courtyard's
aboard.
quiet, fewer eyes, so you cut through here, where there's a path to the market. Follow me.
gonna say, I mean, it's slightly better, but also not that big of a deal because I'm not using the spellblade stuff.
Enchantment on the entrance. I can get it.
Enchantment? Enchantment!
All right, follow me. You know, I took this job. It's on me. And the Venatori cult's no joke. If anyone wants out...
You get this job on the house.
All right, mage killer. Suit yourself.
The threads took care of it.
They keep trouble away.
Alright, these are not explodable wagons.
You think he's acting different?
Yeah, I don't know, with demons loose.
Demons! Ooh, how can I get down to that?
Consider it done.
Oh, I don't even know how to get down there. Have you gotten to the deep roads yet in this game, Mike? Because oh my god, it makes the deep roads in the previous games look childlike in comparison. It's pretty awesome.
The relic was close. Find another remnant and we might learn more.
Up there. Is that another remnant?
That should be no problem.
There's always a way to get places.
Too many people in this city.
You haven't dealt with crowds in a while.
No. And it's a lot of targets for the Venatori.
Alright, I need to check all these merchants on the way through. I don't think they have anything that's necessarily... Yes, I'm buying that. That'll be nice for me. It's expensive. The one I just bought, though, gives me more ice damage, which is great.
Your interest.
Paintings, tapestries, floor coverings. Beautify any space.
Beautify any space, my friends.
A lot on display. Nice target for thieves.
If a stand's not watched, there's a nasty spell on the most valuable item. And a random one, just for fun.
Ah, of course.
Hey there. Hi. My shop's pretty new, but I've got armor, clothing. Come, take a look.
I don't care about electrical.
You know what you're after.
No, I do indeed, sir. Know exactly what I like.
Coin to spare?
No. Sorry, I'm a poor mage. Yeah, the Deep Roads questline with Dev is really awesome.
Almost
or
there.
with Dev,
Remnants
with
ahead.
Harding. It's legit. Eric, you gotta break the barrels, man.
I'm on it.
Handoff. Third bell. Late.
Bells ring when ships go in and out. Could be using them for timing, near the docks. I think our smuggler's on a deadline. The relic's pull agrees. Let's visit the docks.
I should not have done that. Excuse me. It's gonna be one of those kind of mornings. Yawn, yawn.
Elevator's locked. Someone forgot to bribe the dockmaster.
Bribing the
Still up for a walk?
dockmaster.
This isn't the only way to the docks.
I will join you in a minute, madame. Need to make sure we got some stuff open behind the scenes here. Oh, it's so much better than, like, I was really disliking like the way that the rogue has to break open the barrels, because it's like you have to constantly be, you know, bam, bam, bam. But I really like the beam, where you can just take the beam and just be like, wow, and cut everything down.
Food later?
Oh, yes, please.
All right, through here. I've got this.
I'm guessing you know all the shortcuts in Dogtown. All its secrets.
No. If someone thinks they know all Ducktown secrets, they're either kidding themselves or scamming you.
That right there is satisfaction. Couldn't do that on the rogue. Granted, it is tied to a cooldown is the only sad thing. It's like it's based on your mana pool. But it still feels damn good. Gonna take it for the moment. I mean, literally, this is gonna get me way more crafting materials than I ever got with my rogue, because I couldn't get up there with my rogue. Like here I can like get all the way. Look at all this stuff that I'm getting over here. Like you couldn't do that with
They were back asking questions. Wanted to know what relics I'd seen at the black market.
Froggy,
Come
excuse
on.
me, Foggy,
This
not
path will
Froggy.
swing back
Foggy
to the
Dewhurst
docks.
over on YouTube just said, just finished a 100-hour nightmare run through. In between catching up on your Dragon Age videos, it's refreshing to find a place away from all the negative channels that are dumping on Veilguard. Well, thank you for the kind comments, and I'm glad you had fun. That's what we play video games for. Fun. We play them to be entertained. People who play them to be angry are playing them for the wrong reasons. I almost feel like a lot of the rage baiters need to find a different hobby. Like maybe go find pottery or something.
for long.
Bam!
Nice shot, Nicholas.
The longer that relic's in Dogtown,
These are my neighbors. That relic won't stay in my town.
Hang on. What are we missing over here? It says there's a chest. Oh, I bet I can't get through that yet. Nope. Dun, dun. Oh, I'm liking the mage way more than the rogue. For sure. I don't think I can get back up now that I fell down here. Hang on, it says there's a ladder over here. Where? I don't see a ladder. Ah! Totally fell down and missed the goodies right there. No. Oh, hang on, there's a ladder to get back up. Yeah, the hate is purely manufactured, Eric. It's literally all just manufactured. I legitimately, I don't think any of the people who are hating on this game have played more than the first 5 hours. Maybe 10. They came into it with unrealistic expectations. I think the worst to me are the people who repeatedly in their videos over and over and over keep trying to say Baldur's Gate 3 this, Baldur's Gate 3 that. This was not and never has been a Baldur's Gate game. It's not a Larian Studios game. It is a BioWare game. BioWare makes different games than Larian Studios. Larian makes different games than what are they called now? Halo Studios. Halo Studios makes different games than Bungie. Bungie makes different games from insert name of studio here, and I like that. I want my game companies to make different games based on the strengths of those studios. I don't want them
This
to
city
make
hasn't changed.
carbon copies
You spent time here?
of other people's
Before,
games.
yes,
Because
for a while, though not in
of that.
Dogtown.
Oh. You got
yeah,
the
but they're not
fancy
comparing it to
targets.
Baldur's Gate 1 and
And
2,
very
Jerbrong.
expensive.
People keep trying to compare it to Baldur's Gate 3. And it's not. This is a good game in and of itself if people strip out their expectations. And that's the big key. You have to take yourself out of the equation. You have to take your own ego out of the equation. And that's, unfortunately, not everyone is capable of doing that. Not everyone is capable of stripping their emotions and their ego out. They want it to be this thing. It's no different, you know, we've talked about this before. That,
Venatori?
like,
You're serious?
Cards getting bold.
when Bethesda was promoting Starfield, and they shared a video snippet of the ships landing and taking off, some people thought that that was some sort of proof that you were going to be able to manually take off and land your ships. So they projected that onto the game, and they hyped it up in their own heads that they were going to be able to manually take off and land ships. Then when the game came out and they couldn't manually take off and land ships, they went on the internet and they raged and took a shit all over Bethesda for how dare you not allow me to manually land and take off my ships. You lied to us. And it's like, at no point in time did Bethesda ever say that you were going to be able to manually land and take off your ships. But
Home
people
sweet home.
project
Enjoying the tour?
their own interpretation of things. And that leads to disappointment because they're not letting the game be its own thing. And that's the same thing that happens to this game and all the other games. That, I think the
getting
biggest
closer.
detriment to this game it's absolutely legitimate Mike, because you can go listen to Crom talk about it in his post about the game. He called, and he's the head of publishing for Larian. He called it an existential RPG. I mean, that's literally the best praise you can get. It's an existential RPG. Oh, but the head of publishing doesn't mean anything. He didn't actually work on the game. You guys are... People don't... Those kind of comments are people who don't understand game dev. It's all good. I played it. I had fun. Having fun with my second playthrough. We're not going to stop. They can rant. They can rail. They can cry. You know, in my final review this morning, I mentioned, like, the writing. Sure, the writing in the first 10 hours of the game is light in comparison to the next 60 to 80 hours of the gameplay. Because you're learning about the game, and you're learning the characters, and you're meeting them, and they're introducing you to everybody. Because once this game gets rolling, it's just as grim, and just as dark, and just as deep as all the previous other entries have been. But you also have to be willing to embrace that journey. God, I can't read your color name. I think it's a Spreton. There's never any like, that gets into people thinking that companies do PR to try to manipulate people, and that's just not true for the general as a general rule. I've worked in marketing for a long time, and as a general rule, marketing is not to manipulate anybody. It's just you're leveraging the strengths of a product in ways that you know work, and you're using that to inform people so that they can make an educated decision. Unfortunately, you have a lot of people who are like, oh no, they're manipulating me, they're trying to manipulate me, they're trying to... That is true of certain big companies, but not, like, you can't go through life thinking that everyone's out to get you. Well, we're going to respectfully agree to disagree, AGX, because if you think the writing is not very good, give me some examples. You can't just make a statement like that without proof. Give me some examples of the writing not being very good, because I just did a 30-minute final review of the game, and I gave multiple examples of writing that was exceptionally good. And during my 76-hour playthrough, I was brought to tears 6 times, I believe, which is more than any other game I've ever played. So I've given plenty of examples of exceptional writing, exceptional story development, exceptional dialogue. So please give us some examples, AGX28. When you say this was truly the saddest Dragon Age game I've ever played, give us examples. Tell us, give us examples of the writing not being very good and why it's the saddest Dragon Age you've ever played. If you're going to make a statement like that, there's a thing called burden of proof, which requires you to actually provide evidence for your statements. So we'll wait. We're here streaming all day today, so feel free to drop that in the chat.
You got it.
People never give proof,
The buyer.
Sprayton.
Meeting.
They rant.
Right.
We call it
a
rail and
meeting,
bail
but
is what we
where?
call it here on the
The
channel.
trail's
They
starting
jump
to
in,
fray.
they rail and rant, and then they fail. They never have any evidence for their statements. It's just, oh, somebody on Reddit told me that the game was bad.
Chance. On it.
Oh, Looks like we have company.
Is everyone all right?
What's up, Hector?
Nev, you're back in the city.
Templar
I know,
Sabas.
St. Pete.
Don't say you missed me.
That's the funniest shit ever.
I wasn't
With all
going
due
to.
respect,
Really?
I don't mean
Because
to be
I've heard there's
offensive,
a relic
but
loose with red lyrium.
How do you... Never mind. You can't say. You never can.
still
Rook,
waiting,
meet my
AGX.
friend
Give us some
Rana.
examples, buddy.
At least I think we're friends.
Don't be a troll. Don't rail and bail.
Yes. And Rook, if you're with Nev, I take it I can trust you?
Well, I know what's going on and you don't, so...
Fine. If you have anything on the relic,
I thought Templars worked against mages.
this isn't the South. I work to stop illegal magic, that's all.
You're working the case alone?
Not if you help. There's a rumor the relic trades hands tonight, and Albin Bataris is the buyer.
A Magister's son. Interesting. I should get moving.
Nev,
I get the feeling you two have stories.
and they all start like this.
With me annoying you? Harsh, but fair. Look, you're busy. We just got attacked, which means you won't leave until you're sure no one else is lurking around.
And you won't
Still waiting,
wait.
AGX.
What can I say? Work to do.
Where are you going?
For a walk to the spillway,
I'll catch up when I'm done.
if you say so.
Oh, and that's a fair thing to say. I even mentioned that in my review, Mike. Like some of the early dialogue, especially
Our
with Balara
trail is
particularly,
frayed,
is
but
very,
the spillway's our best bet.
but she
Let's
is a
go.
childlike character in her enthusiasm and her innocence as an elven explorer. So it makes sense that her dialogue isn't like super deep. But yes, it's not just, writing is not just dialogue, it's also storyline. Oh, he absolutely dipped after being asked to elaborate, Sprayton. He absolutely dipped. Oh, it sucks. So please tell us why it sucks. What sucks? Give us proof of why it sucked. They never do. They never, ever, ever, not once. I've seen probably 1,500, 2,000 comments over the last week from people who are like, the writing sucks. And not a single person, not a single one, has ever given a single line of dialogue. Look at it. So this is what he just came back with. I just felt like some dialogues were not that great. Not with companions, but with NPCs. I can't say one specifically. So if you can't say one specifically, then you are full of shit. I'm sorry. If you don't have something that you can point to and say, this is bad dialogue, then you actually didn't see any bad dialogue. You're parroting a Reddit post somewhere, or you're parroting a YouTuber who said, the dialogue sucks, it's like a Disney Pixar movie. Unless you have a specific line of dialogue, you have no proof. You must provide a burden of proof to back up your claims. In my review, as an example, why did Tasha's storyline bring me to tears? I mentioned why it brought me to tears. Why did Harding's story bring me to tears? I mentioned why Harding's story brought me to tears. We say Balara's early dialogue is infantile and childlike, and we gave an example of why it's infantile and childlike. I talked about how some of the fetch quests aren't the best, and I mentioned why I feel that they aren't the best. Because as an example, when I'm told to go, hey, so-and-so stole this thing from me on the docks, and I run over and I grab the thing and I come back and they give me a reward, I feel like that's a low-quality quest, and I critique that. But I give an example. You have to give an example with your statement. You can't just say, I just felt some dialogues were not that great, but I can't say one specifically. That means you don't actually have anything of value to add to the conversation.
Rana's not a shadow dragon. So you work with Templars too?
Parroting Reddit posts.
Ron is clean and her information's good. The rest? Only when I have to.
And the spillway?
Rana mentioned Albin Bataris, and she doesn't share rumors unless
But it's
they're
okay, we'll
likely.
wait.
Albin's father.
You totally
oversaw
have
some
all the time you
construction
need
there.
to go find
If
and
he's
copy
visiting
and
this
paste
part
a
of
line
town,
of
that
dialogue
narrows the
that
search.
you feel is actually an example of poor writing. We're only 30 minutes into the stream. We got another 6 to 8 hours ahead of us, so you've got plenty of time to go find an example and provide it to us.
A barrier. They don't want people getting near the deal. Find the unshielded crystals and we're through.
Oh, the fetch quests in Dragon Age Inquisition were horrible, Foggy. That's one of the weakest points of that game, and it's one of the reasons it's my least favorite Dragon Age game.
That's one down.
Spretton says, so he was forced to buy the game, wasn't sure if he'd be interested to play, and then absorbed someone else's opinion and thinks that that's okay. Pretty much. It's pretty much par for the course these days. Somebody random person on Reddit said that the dialogue sucked, and so I'm gonna look at that and agree.
Must be one left.
Somebody on YouTube said this game was like a Pixar movie. I'm gonna agree without actually playing the game.
That's it. We can cut through the barrier now. We need to keep moving. Voices. There's someone up
Scassel,
ahead.
how's the combat feel? Tell you what, we're gonna drop a link in chat because my final review for the game went out this morning, and we're gonna link that for everybody so that they go watch the review. Alright, that is pinned at the top of YouTube and Twitch right now for all of those of you who haven't watched it yet. Yeah, not only are Pixar movie, do they look good, Dribber? Pixar movies are fun. Ain't nothing wrong with a good Pixar movie. I don't know, Eric M. What does the thumbnail and the title of the video
God's
say?
rise and power with them. For the glory of Tevinter reborn.
Albin's our buyer and a Venatori. Sounds like the cult is working for the gods.
You're supposed to wait.
Just to taste that power.
Alright, I got some goodies in here. You're totally welcome to unfollow whenever you want, Slooped Me. I care not a whit. My channel grows every single day. YouTube and Twitch grow every single day. We get new subscribers, we get new members, we get new everything. It's awesome. I don't like your reviews, I'm unsubscribing. Bye-bye. Turned around up here somehow. What did I miss? I missed a turnoff or something in here. Oh, it's the door right here? Oh, it totally was right here. I was supposed to jump up and through.
He's using it now? Move!
Yeah,
We
the
need to
art
get
style
closer.
for Dragon
We
Age
can't
has
let him
changed
hold.
completely from 1 to 2 to 3.
Venatori don't need that relic.
You're here to stop me. You can't stop the Venatori.
Alright.
tower. Well, what?
Impressive risen god. Can you even control it?
Shut up!
The relic! We've got more demons!
Oh, good. This wasn't fun enough. Rana, here to check on me.
Wasn't expecting a fight. Or this much of a fight.
Well, surprise.
Alright. Ah!
Look left! You won't walk away from here!
Actually, I will walk away from here.
More demons!
You won't be releasing any more demons.
And you're the smuggler. I know you. You're part of the Thread Crime Syndicate. Smuggling, sure.
Still waiting on you, AJX28.
Lyrium.
We need a specific
Working with
example.
Venatori.
It's been about 10 minutes.
It's not your style.
Here they are. My son is no cultist. He was
Yeah, the
completely
accessibility and how you can
Appreciate
change
your help,
everything
Knight Commander.
foggy, that's a big win for BioWare in my book,
Let's
too.
go.
Like being able to completely rebind everything from keyboard to controller. Oh, it's huge.
The Venatori rise.
You know he's guilty. How much did it cost the Magister?
Watch it, Gallus.
Yeah,
or
Eric
you'll be
has like
charged.
someone tried to say
With
the other
what?
day that Dragon
I
Age
turn
Origins
something up and
Morgan
you
looked
undo
better
it.
than Dragon Age
Isn't this
Veilguard Morgan,
familiar?
and I'm just like,
Save
no,
the sob
sorry.
story.
20-year-old
the
tech
smuggler.
does not look
Or
better.
do you want Bataris to release
20-year-old
her
character
too?
models. Ugh. Technically 15, but if you go back to
I'll
development
find
start,
a way
you know,
to
15
fix
years
this.
of graphics cards getting
Damn
better,
it.
consoles getting better. No, it doesn't. That 15-year-old game does not look better.
So that's a day in Minrathis.
Like all the rest.
And here I thought we'd say hello to the Shadow Dragons and be on our way.
Someone's a dreamer. We got the relic and the smuggler. The shadows will watch the cult. If that leads to the gods, they'll send word. It's not perfect, but count your wins. You don't always get them, especially here.
What's up, Bubblonia?
It wasn't a perfect ending, but Docktown was safe.
Probably right, Dribrom.
From
I remember the old
tonight's
video
demons,
cards.
anyway. Nev's past was coming back to haunt her. She just didn't know it yet.
Yeah, the nostalgia, unfortunately, is. I mean, it could be a good thing to be nostalgic about certain things because there are memories associated with this nostalgia that are important memories to all of us. But I think it's also important to always be looking forward.
I should see what Nev has to say.
I always like to use the example of 150 years ago, we used to sail across the seas in wooden ships. And now, we fly across the seas in metal planes. And one day, we'll be able to teleport from one destination to another. At no point in time would I ever want to go back to wooden sailing vessels, even though I might hold nostalgia for those things. Because it's just not realistic. And it felt very
The Shadow
satisfactory to
Dragons
punch
have a
that guy in the
hideout
face
in
when
Docktown.
when
We
that
should
moment
check in,
happens in the game.
see if
It's
there's
like,
news
yeah,
on the
boom.
Venatori.
Already?
They work fast, And with that relic case off their hands, they'll work even faster. Meet you in Docktown.
Back to Dogtown. Dogtown. Docktown. Yeah, that's my pronunciation for the win, Babylonia. But also a great DLC.
Rook, Ilario sent word. He's got intel on Zara. He wants to meet up. Fancy a trip to Treviso?
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, and I don't think I would ever like that's the beauty of playing that like those games, Babylonia. Like I would never like the journey of Geralt of Rivia is not meant to be an evil journey. Geralt is a good guy. Does he sometimes make morally gray decisions and do things that might not necessarily be what a lawful good character would choose to do? Sure, but he is never an inherently evil character. And that's the way Rook is here. Rook is not meant to be an evil character. So it's, you know, you're a good guy trying to defeat bad guys. That's the story.
Rook, good to see you. Irulan and Strife sent word. Some of the artifacts we have in storage are acting up. They need a hand to make sure they stay calmed and don't rip a hole in reality. Anyways, we can go whenever you're ready.
No, but did you see the dialogue, Foggy, when Nev makes coffee? Because the dialogue when Nev makes coffee is hilarious. If you haven't seen that yet. So you can't necessarily give him instant coffee, but you're not wrong that his reaction would probably be, "Ew, what the fuck is this?" Alright, let's go back and do the faction quest. Because that's my #1 priority in this playthrough are side quests. Oh yeah. Take that for sure. It's all good, Slift me. Even if it was made in jest, it was a great moment to showcase my ambivalence to that kind of stuff. It's like, I don't care, like one way or the other. Like it's so funny to me when, you know, when the people who are serious about it make this grand public announcement. Like, I loved your Lord of the Rings Online content, but I just can't handle the fact that I just can't. You're doing all this, you know, this is a horrible game, and I can't. I gotta unfollow you now. Okay. Bye. Like, you don't have to follow every single thing I do. It's like, you have a choice. Everybody's an adult. So, it's all good. like I said, even if it wasn't in jest, even if it was a serious commentary, it's literally not something that bothers me because we literally grow every single day by leaps and bounds.
The insult of it.
It's more than insulting.
It's salt in the wound.
It's kind of like if you could imagine like going to a restaurant and eating something and having like 10 really good meals at the restaurant, and then you have one bad meal, or you eat something that you didn't like wasn't the flavor wasn't what you expected it to be. Can you imagine like getting up from your table and like going up to the chef and the owner and like in front of the whole restaurant, you know, I'm leaving and you're never going to have my business ever again. Rah! Oh yeah, the airport announcement stuff. Yeah, you don't have to announce your arrivals and departures.
I could have daggers.
I had a guy the other day.
By nightfall.
No doubt, but more necks would present themselves tomorrow.
I have other daggers.
Am I interrupting?
Forgive Taya. She gets testy.
I had a guy
when
the other day
contract is
who
delayed.
was a channel member here on YouTube, and I guess because we've been getting lots of chat. There's sometimes we have 80 to 100 people in chat, and I can't keep up with all the messages. I do try, but I can't realistically. And something they had said, they had made 3 or 4 comments, and it got lost in the spam of all of the chat, right? After the stream, I was off doing my work and all my other stuff, and I noticed I had some messages on my Facebook page. So I opened up the messages. He had taken the time to screenshot the messages that he had typed into the YouTube chat and posted them into my Facebook chat and said, "Why are you ignoring me? This is bullshit. I gave you money to be a channel member. You're ignoring me." And I just didn't answer because I didn't want to have an argument. He then went back and sent a couple of additional messages over the next couple of days to where I felt compelled to say, "Hey, I can't read every single message that comes through. I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's very unrealistic to expect me to be able to answer every single message that you type into chat, and then to come to my Facebook page and to barrage me with like, how dare you not answer every single comment I make on your channel." I said, that's not cool, and that's crossing the boundary. And he went on about the whole, I gave you money, and I just had to block him on Facebook because some people have absolutely unrealistic expectations. I'm not a slot machine that you put money into and pull a lever and I dance for your pleasure. I can't realistically answer every single comment. I do my best, but also just the announcement of things like, I'm going to yell because you're creating content that I don't like, and it's like, just okay. I don't like vanilla milkshakes. Doesn't mean I'm gonna, yell at McDonald's for making vanilla milkshakes. I'm just gonna order the chocolate milkshake because that's the one I prefer. I am loving the mage. Yes, it's better than the rogue for me personally.
Help me out here. What contract?
One that may involve you.
You want help against the gods. We want Treviso free.
I'm looking at.
They may be the same problem.
Lucanus is my
the Anton
backup
commander,
death comment.
Keith Lord butchered Dathrata. But Viago thinks killing him outright is short-sighted.
The butcher took the city suspiciously fast. Removing him is useless if someone else can repeat that, with the help of gods or something else. Despite it being the outcome, assassination is not about killing, it's about sending a message.
And what message would that be?
The crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free.
Helping the crows helps everyone in the long run. What's the first step to your message?
We have a scout named Dareth. He said he was onto something the butcher was hiding.
He was in the Drown district, so that's a place to start. Find our crow and help with his contract.
Find your crow. Then what?
We break this occupation. We craft the message one step at a time.
And when we finally assassinate the person who leashed Treviso, that death will tell everyone. The crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free. I've noted the location of Dareth and his cousin.
I saw
Yakuts.
a really
In the
big
drowned
streamer.
district.
I don't follow
They're
them, but
always
they were
together.
on Twitter
The
X.
Yakuts
They
will
made
be
a statement the
eager
other day
to
that I totally agree with.
Perhaps two.
And they are someone who gets
Once or not.
50, 75,000 people in their streams. They were talking about how being a streamer is more difficult than any other job they've ever worked before because of the mental aspect of it. Because of the constant abuse and etc.
Keep the crows well stocked.
And I was like,
You're
that is so
welcome to it.
legit because I'm a small fish, such a small fish, and I talk about it almost every day. The constant barrage of hatred, the people who attacked my wife, like, it's legit, man. People are cray cray.
Safe travels.
Yeah, Mexican Coke is really good, guys. Because they do cane sugar. Exactly, Hector. Exactly.
You're new as well, right?
My favorite is the people who will start off the statement with something like, I don't mean to be rude, but here's this really rude statement that's meant to be offensive, and I'm trying to get away with it by saying, I don't mean to be rude. Those are my favorites.
Almost there.
So, you're not sure you can trust me, but it was your idea to hire me.
I made the suggestion. Rook made the call. Why? Are you worried I have ulterior motives? That I planted the idea in Rook's head for my own ends?
That wasn't where this was going.
Really? Because I'd have questions. A Tevinter mage breaks a demon-possessed assassin out of prison. What's her angle?
Mierda. And people say I'm overly suspicious.
I feel like these two are going to end up sparking up a relationship together because I'm not pursuing Nev this time around. Yeah, and I don't get offended, so it's not a big deal to me. But the one thing I do get tired of hearing, it doesn't necessarily trigger me, but it's definitely something I get tired of. Because I can handle the personal attacks. That's not an issue. That's just people being insecure. The moment they start calling you names, I've already won that argument, that fight, whatever, because you've been reduced to name calling. But it's the people who accuse me of toxic positivity, or they accuse me of being positive just for the sake of pulling traffic in. Like, it's legit. Like, there are a group of people who say that I only talk positively about games for the purpose of luring people in and to be the direct opposite of all the hate. And they think that that's the sole reason my channel exists, and that's my shtick. And I look at my first impressions playlist and I'm like, the difference between me and all the other people that you're comparing me to is that I don't feel compelled to shit all over a game when I don't like it. I put it in the first impressions list, and I move on about my day. And all of those videos will talk about the things I don't like, with the caveat that I didn't like them because it's not for me, but that doesn't mean that someone else will like them. I don't call them garbage, and I don't say that they're bad games. I just say it's not for me. I didn't like this aspect, I didn't like that aspect, but other people might. Here's my first impressions, do with it what you will, and I move on. The games that I play on stream are the games that I genuinely like. Why would I play a game on stream that I dislike? Why would I purposefully inflict harm upon myself? Why would I purposefully do something that I don't like doing? That's the one that bothers me a little bit. It doesn't like piss me off, but it's like, come on, guys. Like, am I not allowed to like enjoy the things that I want to enjoy on my channel and share those things with the world? Why am I expected to like focus on the negatives? Why does everyone want me to like? It's just like, and I feel like this is a direct reflection of how unhappy people are in the world right now, because they can't tolerate other people's happiness because they are unhappy, and because so many people are unhappy. So many people are living with depression and just all these different things, and I feel like that's just become like the default state for a lot of people, is just to, they're so angry about everything, and that's a like a humanity issue, not a video game issue.
We have company.
Enough!
Ooh, I haven't done that before. Clear abilities. You can apply Sundered. I can detonate Sundered. Let's do that. And then over here, let's have Mend. Oh wow, that killed him in one hit.
Now's your chance.
Level 10. My apology says it's the same when people say something to you that is mean, but because they put LOL at the end, if you get upset, they can backpedal and be like, I was just kidding. It's true. My dad's dad used to do that. My grandfather, he was very bad about just being an asshole to everyone. And at the end, he would always say, oh, I was just kidding. Like, if you got upset, if you ever got upset, he would just be like, oh, I was just kidding. It was classic gaslighting. Like, and it used to drive my dad nuts because he would do it to my grandma all the time. And like, they had a great relationship, but he was always pushing her buttons, and then he would always, oh, I was just kidding. I was just joking. But it was like, sometimes he was just really mean. And he was like he was born in the 30s, I think, and grew up in the Marines, and very abusive individual. And yeah, you're not wrong. I was just kidding. That's been going on for decades, though, Eric, the whole anonymity of the internet thing. Unfortunately.
That's done.
Most days, Marcel. Most days, I do try to keep it pretty chill. We get a little intense sometimes on the stream, especially when we get the trolls who come in and try to insult my wife and Make stupid comments. You missed the guy earlier. He totally railed and bailed after we demanded that he provide proof of his statements. He never came back. They never do. They never do.
You're keeping an eye on me. Is it the demon or the mage killer name?
Maybe I want the secrets of your coffee supplier.
That's not...
Don't flatter yourself too much. I don't trust anyone on first meeting, and I keep an eye on everything.
Well, if you do want coffee, let me know.
If you do want coffee, let me know. That was an invitation if I ever heard one. They're totally gonna start up a relationship.
Look, whatever you got, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, Babylonia. That's the one thing I've been... And you've been here for almost every stream, Babylonia. I think you've heard me rail against that because I talk all the time about, like... I can take it because I'm monetized, right? And so, to me, it's just... It's another coin in my pocket when we get people who are like that, who want to attack me. But imagine the person who's... Maybe it's their first time ever making a video, or it's their first time ever being on a stream, or it's their, you know, it's they've been looking forward to this game for the last 6 months, and they were like, I'm gonna have so much fun playing this game and putting it on my YouTube channel, and it's gonna allow me to grow as a content creator, and I'm finally gonna be able to push towards that 1,000 follower mark and get monetized. Actually, I think it's 500 followers now, but still. And then they go live, and suddenly you've got people saying, you're a shill because you like this game. You're a fucking loser because you like this game. You must be a woke agenda, you know, blah, 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 because you like this game. That's the stuff that it's just so nasty and not needed, and... Ugh. It's the scummy side of humanity that makes your stomach roil, you know? That's totally... That is a legit thing. So Hector just said in chat and YouTube, my child who is transitioning has decided not to stream for that very reason. And that's... Yeah, and that's not right. And that's one of the reasons I came out early on in this game's publicity stuff and said I'm going to make sure that my stream and my channel, like, I've never made a stand about anything, and it's not political at all. It's just I'm not going to tolerate people on my channel who call another person mentally ill. Like that guy who was here the other day trying to say non-binary is not even real, that's just imagination. And it's like, nope, bye, you're banned. Don't want you here. That shit is not allowed, because there are people out there who have every right to do what they want, and gaming should be a safe space. And unfortunately, some people have taken it upon themselves to be these social justice warriors. I'm gonna fight against the woke agenda. I'm gonna attack anyone who thinks differently than me. And I'm like, nope, not on my channel, you're not. Not on my platform. This is a place where people enjoy video games. So I'm, you know, shout out to your kid, Hector, because that's not something anyone should have to go through. So fist bump, hugs, all those good things. Oh, Jesus, Babylonia. Babylonia says, my YouTube email got signed up for various bullshit credit card offers and porn spam yesterday morning after I made the comment on your first vid. That's just how bullies and cowards fight online. Yep. Can I Screechy Crits the kitty cat? Not this one. Oh, there's a chest right over there, but I don't have anything that gets me to it yet. Wait, where did that... necrotic damage. Boo. I'm only interested in cold damage, children. Yeah, I think trying to